we can start with the cylinder. Okay, cylinder. Okay, cylinder. This is a brand new cylinder, has been placed at the center, the origin. Maya, as soon as you click on one of these icons, Maya will place them at the center, which is called the origin. So currently, I turn that in a grid off. If you like to reactivate those the grid, you should click on this icon. Now you should see the origin right here. This is origin. You can turn it off if you don't need. Right, and place this over here. Right, compared to our reference, this is quite small. I'm going to hit all rows and make it a little larger. And I hit F. So at this moment, we have no idea how many segments on this cylinder. First of all, you may go to, if you'd like to find out the exact number of faces on this cylinder, you can always go to display. I think I already show you guys how to check the exact number of faces on your current object. Display and go to heads of display and choose this one, poly count. And then Maya will tell you the exact number of faces on this cylinder. So on the top you should see BE, R, and TS vertices, definitely edges and faces. And these are triangles, many triangles. And this one has only 100 edges and 60 faces. So what about this guy? I select this one a lot. So this one has how many? Say more than 13,000 faces, and the more than almost like a 30 or almost a 27,000 edges on here. On the other hand, this one has only 60 and 80, say 100 edges. But anyway, so we display and head of display. All right, so and then I'm gonna hit T to find out subdivision. How many subdivision on this top here and the side and the bottom? 20 subdivisions. 20 subdivisions. You can increase that number of subdivision by dragging this, but we like to just use 20. Why 20? Ultimately, we need to create how many holes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need to create 10 holes here. So if you like to create more than 10 or less than 10 holes, you probably need to change this one. With this 18, you can make about 9. I think exactly it's 9 holes. If you like to make the more than 10 hole, you should go over 20. So in order to create 10 hole, you need to have subdivision. The number of subdivision x is 20. You should have 20 there. And you'll understand why we need 20, because later, okay. So first the 20, and then I'm gonna add subdivision caps 2. Add one more subdivision caps. Probably one more. Yep. 3. Do you see this? 4, 5. We don't need that many. I think 3 will be enough. 3 will be enough. What about the subdivision height? We're not interested in subdivision height here. Anyway, we're not going to use those faces on the side of the cylinder. So we going to use only faces on the top of the cylinder. Let's quickly flip over this one. Okay, this one also has 3 subdivision caps at the bottom and top. So anyway, we're not interested in bottom. We're not interested in side. We're interested only in the top here. So basically, we like to create a hole on here. Let me go to vertex one, right here. So we're gonna create a hole right here. Look at this. How many subdivision we need to create a hole? Just one hole. We need two subdivisions. See, one subdivision and two subdivision, 3 subdivision, 4, 5, 6, 7, all 20. But we like to use only two subdivision, and then add one hole. Where? Right here, right here, right here. So look at this. Right here. This is one hole. Altogether 10 holes. So that means we don't need. Basically we should get rid of the rest of faces for the time being. We're not going to create one hole here. We're not going to create another hole here, another hole here, another. We're not going to do like 10 times to create 10 holes. No, we're going to create just one hole and then duplicate the 9 holes, and then make this kind of hole. We're not going to repeat. We're not going to repeat the 10 times to create 10 holes. Just create one hole. Just one hole. Even if you create 10, not just kind of 20 or a couple dozen or 100, yeah, you're not going to do 10 times, a dozen, couple dozen times or 100 times to make a 10 dozens or 100 hole. You're going to make it just one hole, and then duplicate 90 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. Okay. Face mode. I'm going to go to my top view. There's a top view, side view. Here's the side view and front view, the top view. Okay, let's say I'm going to use these two subdivisions. I'm going to use only this. Maybe only this 1, 2, 3, 4 faces, excluding these two faces. Say 1, 2, 3, 4 faces. And then I'm going to create my hole right here at the center, right here. All right. And then the first step is I'm going to select this face, hold down Shift, 2 faces, 3 faces, and 4 faces. And then I'm going to get rid of the rest of them, all the rest of faces. I'm going to get rid of the rest of faces because I need only this. All I need are this 1, 2, 3, 4 faces to create my hole, my first hole. Command Shift India I, and then delete. See, this is what I have. This is what I need. This is all I need to create hole. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go back to our top view again. And then vertex mode. So as I told you, I'm going to create my hole right here. Okay, I select this vertex, a vertex, and then I need to go to mesh, edit mesh, not just mesh, edit mesh, and you can find. I think we use this in the chamfer vertices. I think once or twice. Chamfer vertices. If you select this one, then you will get a face. So a vertex has become a face. Make sense? This is a vertex. Modeling toolkit, Maya will tell you how many vertices you selected. Say a vertex selected. This is a vertex. And then again, edit mesh, I'm going to select chamfer vertices. How many vertices? 4 vertices selected. But if you go to face mode, Maya will tell you how many faces you select. Of course, just use a vertex. So remember, a vertex has become now a face. So with this, and then so it doesn't look like doesn't look like a circle, it's like a diamond shape. Diamond shape, 4 sides in a face. It doesn't look like this in a circle. So then select this face. The next tool that you need to use, you must use is circularize. Circularize. Where is the circularize? Probably this is circularize. Is it right? This is circularize. Do you see this? Circularize. You can just click this icon to activate this, to choose the circularize, or you can go to edit mesh, where you chose the chamfer vertices. Where it's circularized, right here, circularized, same thing. You can choose this, or you can just simply click on this icon. So now, still, looks like a square or rectangle. It doesn't look like circle at all, even if you click on the circularized. So after this, what you need to do, we need to add subdivision, add division like this. So it was just a 0. Yeah, I just add 1, just 1. Yeah, it looks like a circle, but not exactly a circle yet. But let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8-sided face. Do you see that? This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a face with the A side. A side. This is a 8-sided face. So you might want to add one more, add one more subdivision by adding 2. This one, 1, 2, 3. This is 12-sided. This is a 12-sided face. So I think I already told you guys this. 12-side, 12 to make. Let's quickly check the hole. What kind of hole we're looking for? See, this is perfectly smooth, nearly as perfectly as smooth, hole, circle here. I promise, I used 8-sided base to make this hole, 8-sided, which means I added only one division, not 2 divisions. Okay, just 1. Okay, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-sided face. Remember, A side the face will be more than adequate enough to create this kind of nice hole. Don't add more than 1. So after this, say it looks like this hole is a little smaller than our reference. Maybe it's a little larger. Let me show you again. Circularize, right? First, you need to go to, don't forget this. And then we got face. And the circularize, you have to select, don't select this. You have to select this one and go to circularize. And then add just 1, not 2, just 1, just 1. And then you might want to change the this radial and offset. If you like to make this one smaller and larger, use this radial offset. And other than that, I don't think you need to change anything. So do you need to twist? I don't think so. Yeah. All right. So after this, okay, let's try to make a hole here. Before making our first hole, does anyone notice that we are making some mistake here? Before making hole on here, our first hole, so we gotta do something. We gotta take care of something.
Would it be the number of sides?
Right, exactly, yeah. Not a big deal. We can go to a modeling toolkit and select this multi-cut. So this is again, not 4-sided face, not 4-sided face. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Yeah, 5-sided face. So we're gonna use the multi-cut and just cut this. So just cut. So what about here? This one also not 4-sided. So we can cut like this. Let's cut like this. Okay. So looks already. This one is not 4-sided faces, so we should take care of this later. perspective view, and the face mode. Command E, what is Command E? Extrude, and bring it down like this. All right. Okay, we just made a hole. Looks good. So look at this. We just made a piece, just one hole. We just made one hole. And we need to create 9 more holes to make this kind of 3D model. But see, look at this. Looks fine. But once you hit the 3 to see this object under in a preview mode, see, it's totally different. So look at this. Looks like this now. See, we don't have this kind of hard edges. So now you understand what we need to do to make those hard edges on the top of this hole. Also bottom, top and bottom, you need to add more segments. So you might think of using connect tool, yes, and you might think of using multi-cut, yes, or you might want to use the best one, insert edge loop tool. Let's try this one, insert edge loop tool. That's one of my favorite tools. I'm gonna say you should see kind of dotted line. As soon as you click on one of those edges, and then once you're ready to add a new segment, release your mouse. Can I just add one? And then the one is not enough. So let me quickly hit see. This is better than earlier, but not yet. We're gonna add another one where probably at the bottom here. You see right here, another one. Maybe one more right here. Yeah. Also, let's hit in the 3. A lot better, but not quite. Look at the edge here. Open here. Add one more right here. Okay. Okay. This segment looks kind of ugly. I don't like this. Let's see. Double click on this edge loop tool. And do you remember this one? The difference between relative distance from edge, and this was equal distance from edges. I like this one, equal distance from edges, because I like to add my new segments around the edge of this hole. So equal distance from edges. Okay, you can double click on this icon, or you go to this one, mesh tools, and the insert edge loop tool. Instead of selecting this one, click this one, empty box. And then it will open two settings. Select either, if you prefer this relative, and select this. If you prefer this equal in the distance, click this. So let's see the difference. See, I'm gonna add equal distance, something like this. Well, some people probably prefer to add one more here. Yeah, one more here, go ahead. All right, let me hit 3 again. See, I just added what, 4 or 5 more segments, that made the hard edges around this circle. Okay, this face is not a 4-sided face, but a sided face. We can use a multi-cut. Let's cut. Oops. So these are all now 4-sided face. Good. Okay, so we just made a hole. Okay, a hole. So now we need to duplicate this one to make 9 more holes. 9 more holes. Now, copy here. And quickly activate the previous one. Okay, we understand. Let's talk about duplication. There are two actually duplicate tools you can find under edit, actually including the duplicate with the transform. Actually, there are three, but we don't really use the duplicate transform often and compared to just a duplicate and duplicate special. Duplicate, the hotkey for this duplicate is Command D, right? Command D. Command D. Say, let me hug it. Command D. I duplicate it. You see? Command D. You can duplicate like this. Basically, you need to duplicate 9 more holes so that you can altogether you can have the 10 holes, around this form, 3D form. But the tricky thing is, after duplicating in this hole, what you need to do, you need to move and you need to rotate, right? You need to you need to rotate and place it like this. What do you think personally? Do you think this is a good kind of way, a good method to do? So what about
No, it
this
doesn't
guy?
seem accurate.
What about this guy? Also, you have to, it's gonna take forever. At the same time, it's not gonna be perfect. There's no way, absolutely no way to place this guy in the right position. Yeah, it's nearly impossible to do this. See, so far, so there's 3. But how many we need to duplicate? 9 more to make a 10 hole. So we duplicate twice and it's 2. Yeah, this is not good. So let's get rid of this. That's why we need not this, not just duplicate, we need this one, duplicate special. That's why people in Adobe, not Adobe, Autodesk.com, invented, created this duplicate special. All right, so select this one. All right, so let me rotate this. Okay, you understand that the PB point is outside of this piece right here. You know why? Because we started with a full cylinder. Say, even if we got rid of the rest of faces from the brand new cylinder, Maya still remember the original, the earlier, the PB point, former like a PB point. This is PB point. With this PB point, you can say rotate it like this. You can rotate it like this. Once you place this pivot point, the center right here. So let me click on this one. I think this is center pivot. Once you rotate this, the rotation will occur from the pivot point. Pivot point right here. That's not right. Pivot point must be right here. So that we can place one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, all together like a 10 hole. We need to add actually 9 holes more. So it should be like this. All right, select this one, just one piece, and go to edit. And go to duplicate special, not this one, duplicate special. Don't just click on duplicate special. You need to click this empty box to open duplicate special option. There are a bunch of options here, but I think you can ignore the rest of things. What's important here? We are copying. Yeah, we are duplicating. How many more holes? 9 more holes. Copy, definitely copy. And you can ignore this. And here you will see translate. Translate is moving from point A to point B, but we're not interested in moving this guy. What about scale? We're not interested in changing the scale of this guy, or this guy, or the other pieces, other 9 holes. We're not going to change any scale. All 10 holes must be identical, exactly. Must be exactly the same. So we're not changing the scale. We're not changing the translate, but we are interested in this one. changing rotation. Why? One, say, second one will be placed here. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, nine, it'll be like this. All together 9. So that's why we have to deal with this rotate. Rotate. Right. Okay. And the X, Y, and G. So look at here. If you look at the lower left corner, you should see the letters Y, X, and Z. Which one? X, Y, G. So this must be Y axis. So that means we should type in some number on this Y axis, not X axis, because this is Y axis, this is X axis, and this is G axis. So I mean, it's a cylinder. Okay, let's quickly go over and our early stage. Okay, this was a cylinder, and then let me hit T. Oh. Subdivision axis was 20, right? And we used, oh, what about, we added 2, actually 3. Okay, do you remember that we used only 1, 2, 3, 4 faces, and then we made a hole right here? See, this is the hole that we created. So can you guess? So can you guess the number of in degree, actually degree that we need to type in here on the row to X, Y, Z? A full circle is 360 in a degree, right? 360 in a degree. Can you calculate the degree of this one piece? So again, we use the only this, 1, 2, 3, 4. The degree that we use for this. No. See. $20. Subdivision X is 20. These are all 20. But among those 20 subdivisions, we use only 2. Can you guess? So then each one is 36. Oh no, not 36. It's 18. Is that right? 18 degree, 18 degree, 18 degree, 18 degree. How many times? 18 times 20 will make 360. Do your math. Correct? 18 times 20. No one answers. 18 times 20. 18 times. Am I right? Of course, I'm right. All right. 18 times 20 will make it 360. But we already used 2 actual faces, 2 subdivisions. This 18, 18. That will make it 36. 36. See, 36, 36, 36, 36, 36, 36, 36. Okay. That will make 9 more holes. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go edit, duplicate spatial, geometry type copy. And we're not interested in translate because we're not moving this guy, okay? And also we're not interested in scale because we're not changing scale. We're only interested in rotate and the degree 18, 18, 36. So we have to type 36. And then finally this one, number of copies. Can anyone tell us what number we should type in here? Number of copies. Not 10, because we already have one. So total 9, yeah. So let me type 9 here. and then duplicate special. So let's go to perspective view. That make sense? All right. So we just made 9 more home, but the problem is, yeah, let's go once it, but let's select the old. Once it hit the 3, it's gonna be like this. They're not all connected. They have not been actually combined yet. So this, and then see each piece is separated right now. So what we can do, select all this 10 and go to modeling toolkit and select this, so combine. So now this is just one piece. And then go to vertex and select all vertices and go to mesh. No, so, but yeah, so edit mesh and you can find this merge. So hit 3 again. You see? You see, we use the only 8 size, not 10, not 12, only 8. We still created nice, hole and nice hard edges around those holes. And again, the rest of things must be pretty straightforward, I guess. So edge, double click, and then you may double click this one too, and extrude. Push down this. And then also we're gonna create this kind of nice hard edges. Once you hit 3, yeah, it's not good. Insert the attribute tool. I'm gonna add one here, another one in the bottom here. Probably one more in the middle. And then you should see. Oh, not good. So I like to oops. Or what you can do, double click. Oh, doesn't work. Okay. So that's not to. Now it should be better. So. Okay, the main tool that we learned on this lesson, lesson 9. First of all, duplicate special, and the circularize right here, and then combine, and then this one, chamfer vertices. We use this one right before using the circularize, right? Chamfer vertices and the circularize. What else we learn here? I think that's it. Oh, merge. There's merge. I selected all vertices on this object, and then I select them, and then I use this merge, so that we can get rid of those kind of vertices that are unnecessary and redundant vertices. Okay, lesson 10 is very easy, extremely easy. By learning this lesson 10, we're gonna also use the the tool that we never used before, which is this one, booleans. Booleans. There are three booleans available in Maya. The first one is union. The second is difference and intersection. Boolean. Let's quickly check Boolean. So actually, we wanted to start learning this Boolean from our next meeting, but let's just quickly take a look. Snack peek. Sorry. Booleans in Maya so let you take an object, subtract, take an object, subtract, add, or intersect. I said this actually union, they constantly kind of changing the name of those two. Union, yeah, union and difference and intersection. It's a geometry onto another object in a merge. So like for instance, let's say you have a cube here. There's another cube. So two cube, okay, two cube. This is a boolean, one of these boolean union, difference, and intersection, one of booleans, and it can only happen between two objects, which means you need to have two separate objects, two or more. The first selected object will be boolean. All right, let's try this. And then the other in a piece will be added. So first one, this one, second one. Remember this one. The first selected object will be boolean. First, second, first, and hold down shift, select this. And then I'm gonna go to mesh and boolean. Let's do this, union. Okay, now these two objects have been boolean. This is just one object. So what's the difference between this boolean union and combined? So let's select both here. All right, two separated. This one also, these two cubes are separate, individual, they're separate objects. Select the first object and the second object. I'm going to go to mesh and boolean union. So now this is just one object. Two objects, okay, two pieces of a cube now become just one object. One object. So what about this one? Okay, I'm not going to use the boolean this time. I'm going to select this first. Select this first. Hold down shift and select this, and then combine. Do you see the difference in this? I use this union, and for this I use this combine. So let me click this. Do you see? Do you see the difference? All right. Do you see the difference? Nobody? This is boolean, and this is combined. Okay, that's the union with this will merge in both objects together. It will get rid of. It will. I'm talking about boolean, not combine. That's the difference, main difference. This will merge in both objects. Yeah, merge both objects. It will get rid of geometry between the two pieces. You see that? So once you use combine, see, you still see, look at the inside of this one. You still see the part of the second object inside of this. That faces, polygons are considered as unnecessary, redundant. But on the other hand, the boolean, you don't have it anymore because boolean already got rid of the between the two pieces. So when it comes to combining two or more than two objects, and then you're not going to keep those unnecessary objects inside of your first object like this. Don't use this combine. Use the Boolean in the union. So how to separate this? So I'm going to select this. Do you think you can separate? No. Well, what about this? Combine. Once you combine this one, you can easily separate it. Oh, weird things happen. My keyboard does work. Right here. Okay. See, these are separate. So I'm gonna click this pivot. Or pivot is right there. Okay. So into the center. Combine. See, you can select both. Combine. Combine. And separate. Why it's like this? Okay. Separate. See, you can separate easily. But once it's boolean, it's the original way. You can separate. See, let me select this and then separate. See, doesn't work. That's about union. Difference. Difference is subtract the last selected geometry from the first selected geometry. Yeah. So select one. Select this first and hold down shift and then select the other one. Mesh, not union this time, and difference. Okay, difference. I'm gonna click difference. Very simple. So, okay. What about this? What if we use the something different? Like say cylinder rather than using two cubes. First, I selected cube, hold down shift, and then I selected cylinder, mesh, booleans, difference. You see? Difference subtract the last selected geometry from the first selected geometry. In this case, was a cube, the cube. Intersection, the geometry potential, we don't actually use intersection very often. And we use a union and the difference all the time, but it's not that important. Intersection geometry between the two objects will be kept, and the rest will be removed. So now, all right, so I select this cube first, and I select cylinder next, and mesh in the Boolean, and I'm going to select the intersection. Yeah. Okay, we just learned Boolean today. And lesson 10. Let's make this kind of fun. It looks like very easy, but actually, yeah, pretty easy. Pretty easy to make this kind of fun. Again, we're going to use Boolean. Yep, about the same size. Duplicate this. Let's see. Here. Yeah, like this. Make a little thicker. Okay. Which one we like to use? Among those three: union, difference, intersection, definite difference, difference. To make this kind of form, select this first and hold down shift and select second one. And Boolean, mesh and Boolean, and then difference. Very simple. So we're done. So what's the deal here? Okay, looks fine. Once I hit 3, see? Horrible. This is not good. So let's go back to 1. Maybe you could imagine again those tool that with which you can add more additional segments, more subdivisions, such as multi-cut or connect tool, or insert edge loop tool, or someone might think of using something else rather than those tool I just mentioned, proper bevel. So let's try this bevel, and I'm going to duplicate this. So bevel, select this. We definitely need to add more segments, otherwise you get this kind of result. See, and the bevel, and we have to deal with this fraction. So if you have like even 0.5, very low number in the value for the fraction, you still have this kind of problem. Definitely the fraction, the value of 0.5 is way too high. And what if you go lower than 0.1? See, still problem, right? Yeah, maybe you can go 2. And what if you add just 1? What if you add some segment in between here, in between? All right, it's still problem. You see, still problem here. Okay. Okay. Undo, 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 undo. Okay. So instead of using bevel, let's try to add in a new segment. Add some new segments manually first, and then let's try this bevel again. So what we like to do, we like to use multi-cut. Okay, the reason why we're using this, because this is ugly in the form. Multi-cut. Oh, so let's see. Okay, let's try 3 different ways. Insert edge loop tool and the bevel, and this is multi-cut. Okay, multi-cut first. Here's multi-cut. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to just cut, add more segments by using this multi-cut. I mean manually. So like this. Cut. You see? Cut, cut, cut. Good. And the multi-cut. Cut, 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 cut. And then I'm going to cut this too. Cut right here. And then end right here. See? Starting from here and from here. And then from there. And the multi-cut, I'm going to keep using multi-cut. Cut right here. Flip over. And the cut. Okay, let me hit 3 again. See, much better now. Much better. And after this, I like to add. I like to use insert edge loop tool. One here, another one here. So like this. And then you understand definitely we need that more segments. Insert edge loop tool. Or what about connect tool? So we haven't used the connect tool for a while. Let's use the segment tool. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add. Oh, that's not right. And then we can pinch. Okay, place the both sides. Yeah, I like that. And keep using connect tool at both ends. All right, hit 3 now. A lot better. Let's go back one again. And connector again. There we go. We still have issues here. And then we can add more. We just add one here. That make it better. See, definitely better. See, look at this side. No. Yeah, it's okay. So I did it manually. Mostly I use the connect to or multi-code too. And this one. So as we test bevel, let's check this. As we checked earlier, the bevel, this doesn't work. 0.1, even if you add more segments. So we still have issue. So no matter how increase that segments number, you still have some issues. So that means you should definitely cut this. Let's quickly do this. Okay. After this, what if we use bevel again? Try again bevel. 0.1. Okay, you understand? I just added 4 more segments by using this multi-code. Just added 4 more segments and then apply this bevel. This kind of perfect. Bevel multi-code. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's enough. Oh shit. Looks so nice. Okay, remember multi-cut, we use the connect tool and bevel. Also use the insert edge loop tool.